Okay, so I have never used this before. Oh, no, just turns the mic off. I don't even know what's going to be here because I haven't told anybody I'm doing this. So let's see. Oh, I see there's some people there. That's nice. So yeah, I think I might. Hi, Claudia. I wonder if I can make this bigger. It's a different thing. Okay, let's just see. Hi, Donnie. Hi there. Hey, Corey. So, yeah, so before I start, a few things. Hi, Flora. Yeah, on my website, you can see that I have a new book, newish, 2 months old. And from what I've heard and what people have told me, it's very good. And that's all thanks to the wonderful Julie Rumbarger, who, without her, the book would have never happened. And she turned it into something beautiful from my ramshackled attempts at writing and speaking. So that's good. What else? Yeah, I'd be very happy to receive donations. And if you'd like to be one of my patrons, that would be really good for me because it's an easy way to pay, and even a small amount is good enough. Because contrary to belief, doing this makes no money at all. What else? I will have a webinar at the end of the month. So if you're interested in that, you can contact me about that. That's a whole afternoon. And they're usually really nice. And I have a Wednesday night chat group as well, which is private. If you'd like to join that, yeah, just get in touch. Anything else? Nope. So I don't know how this is a new platform for me, and there's obviously a new picture for you, which is nice because it's nice to have a change of scenery. And it's very hot. It's only June. Okay, I'll answer questions in a moment. I think I'd like to talk about, firstly, hi Keel, hi S, the glimpse trap. This is a trap that people fall into when they've had a glimpse. Suddenly there's a glimpse, and which can't be described. And of course, the me can come back, and then the me will make a story of that and turn that inexplicable happening into a story. And it will then try to emulate that story and convince itself that it has seen freedom or that it is free. See, this is the end of any kind of sense of someone being free or having got there. It's the end of actually getting anywhere. That's why I call it free fall, because there's no end to anything. Hi, Joe. There's no beginning to anything. So a person can get into a glimpse trap and can make that their identity, my identity of freedom. And a lot of sense of pride can come with that. And let's just move this a bit. I'm not sure how it's really looking. A lot of sense of pride can come with that. I've had a glimpse, and everyone around me knows I've had a glimpse. And it's very hard for that person to really reflect on how they are living in a story of a glimpse. And but if there's an identification with any story still going on, I think that person has to be really honest with themselves, because that glimpse trap can be actually really, really uncomfortable. Because there's no freedom in that. There's no freedom in trying to live out a story of something that was apparently seen and is gone. Because when freedom, when there is the recognition of freedom, it's not as if it's a permanent thing. It's the glimpse is gone, and then the whole thing just falls away. And it's very rare. I've never seen it really, where there is still identity with a past story. That identification with the past story is annihilated. How they were to me, how it still hurts me, how could it, did it, all those stories are gone. There's no sense of anybody anymore. There's no sense of anything like that. It's just really what is here. And that can't be described to a person, because what happens is the brain lives in patterns. The brain is a neurological machine that functions in patterns of thought. It puts things together to make a cohesive understanding of what's going on. So when that glimpse happens and the me seems to come back, the brain will make a cohesive story of that and put it together as something, as a story. So this can't have a cohesive story. The brain will try to make sense of it. Will try to, and it can't help that. It has to do that. And the me is a result of the brain, really. It's a result of the brain, which becomes a contracted reality. Because there is no me. There's just some kind of, there's just that's the identity, which is a misunderstanding that seems to happen, and I've been doing this for nearly 3 years, and I've looked at it a lot, tried to remember, what was this Lisa? What was it? And the only thing I can put it down to was a misidentification. And it seems like it really was in the brain. It really seems like that. But when that identification crumbles, falls away, that whole energy of being someone just literally dissolves. Just dissolves. It's gone. And when it just dissipates like that, it's hard to imagine that it would come back to the person, because a glimpse is not the dissolution of the whole structure of the identity. A glimpse is a glimpse of the absolute totality that this is all there is. That's the glimpse. But that glimpse often does not cause the dissolution of the structure that is the identity, the false identity. So be careful of that. Be careful of that trap, that there is a glimpse. And it's so clear in that glimpse. It's so clear that this is all there is. But the brain will make that into a structure. And that's another structure that is being lived in. That becomes another identity, another structure that's being lived in. It's like, yeah, it's just this, it's just this. But there can be a misidentification that I am free. It's unmistakable. When that identity dissolves completely. But it's understandable why that happens, because the brain will make a pattern out of it and create another quite a solid identity with that. But it's recognizable, really. When there's absolute honesty, it's recognizable when the person is still having stories that it identifies with about itself. Do people like me? Do people not like me? Am I a good person? Am I a bad person? Am I any kind of person? That is the telltale sign that the identity is still functioning. So let's see. Is it normal for there to be changes to expression of sexuality as this freedom is realized? Does sexual energy have anything to do with non-duality? No, I don't think so. No. Identification with it would be the only thing I can put into that. Identifying as a good-looking person or bad-looking person or a hot person or not a hot person, all that. Can you explain how nothing ever happened? That's what non-duality talks say. Yeah, okay. It's really hot here. It's making my nose run and my eyes run. Oh, thanks, Ella. Was that the non-duality is boring? I had to edit it because the first half was just like mumble, 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 mumble. I'm trying to think of a way, actually, if anybody knows how to do this live stream with pictures, because sometimes I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. I just want to just be able to sit back, look in a state, and just have this monologue. I like that so much. It just meandering from one thing to the next. Okay, nothing ever happened. Can you find anything that ever happened? I'll put the ball back in your court. Has anything ever happened? And if a thought happens that, well, yes, I went to my friends yesterday, well, did it happen? Or is that happening now? Is that appearing here? Hi, Paul. These lights are kind of vibrating. I'm sure I should turn them off. Did it happen? Did yesterday happen? Is there any concrete proof that says yesterday happened? Or does it all appear here? Does last year appear here? The human, of course, functions in its normal way by saying, oh yeah, I went to this country, or I'm going here, or I'm doing this. And that's the way it, operates. But there's a recognition here that that story is this. It's this. It's always this. If this is June, what is August going to be like? I know what August is going to be like because I lived here last August. It was much hotter than this. Yeah, so that talk yesterday, I've edited it out, so I missed it's called Non-duality is boring, but the whole non-duality is boring part has been cut out. So I could speak a bit about that. Early bird, yeah, I think you're changing it to 8. Because it feels really late by the time I finish, by the time I've stopped the broadcast and switch off. Yeah, excuse me, switched off the so people can't see the chat. You know, I have to configure it so people can't see the chat because I like to keep that here. Yeah, so, but if I could find a way to do this without my face, that would be awesome. So if any of you techies out there know a way to do that, I'd really love to hear from you. I've searched the internet without much purchase on that. So yeah, non-duality is boring. It's because what happens is non-duality becomes a structure and it's always looking in the structure and it's not, the human is not like, there's words happening, but it's not hearing them. The brain cannot hear what is being said. All it can hear is words. That's all it can hear. Words, it wants to understand and put into a cohesive brain pattern which it understands, and that's never going to happen. This subject, which is really about freedom, it's not non-duality. I'm a bit bored of non-duality, says the non-duality speaker. You know, because it's I just have this sense that there's just an aliveness here, and there's aliveness in the speaking. You know, I like to paint, and a lot of you know that. And it's like when you read poetry, the sense of the poetry is not in the words. The sense of the poetry is not in the words. It's not the words. The words are an expression of something which is wordless. The same as beautiful music. There's no words in music, but there is something within the music, within the way the music comes together, that evokes a sense of something. And I would say that expressing this boundless wonder is like that. It's not the words. So the words are never gonna help you. They're just gonna piss you off, confuse you, make you want to give up, make you feel you're never gonna get there, make you think you're not there, because you're never there, no one's ever there, because this is it, it's already there. Joe, as soon as something happens, it's history. Yeah. Well, it's this ever unfolding appearance, isn't it? It's just this ever spontaneous appearance which can't be worked out. Can only be worked out as a pattern. which can be understood for the survival of the mechanism called the human, because no other animal works it out, just the human. So the humans worked out that it's a person. It's logical. Well, there's a sense of um, physical awareness or something. I don't know. I can't remember. It's not even that, is it? You know, you talk to as a person, and you're brought up as a person, and the brain works out it's a person, and that identity becomes real. It says the brain is the problem, kinda, lol. Yeah, in a way, yeah, yeah. As I always say, it's still aliveness, but you know, at the same time, this is also aliveness saying that mechanism running in the human called the person is nothing but a bit of malware. As I sometimes say, it's a bit of malware. Not there's anything wrong with it because it's perfect as it is, but it's not true. It's not who you are. And it's impossible to recognize the boundlessness of this life, which is inexplicable, which is a love. It's a love. It's an intelligence. It's a creation. It's an expression. It's alive. It's alive. And that can't be seen while this mechanism is running, saying, I'm alive and I'm separate, and that's all separate. And it makes it dead in a way. It makes it dead unless there's those moments, those glimpses of the boundlessness, which happen a lot to people, I think. Flora, everything is included, says Esses. Yes, everything is included, even the me. But it's also included that the me is not real. That's also included. Can you say something about there being no universe? No universe. I don't even know what the universe is. To have a universe, this has to be set in scientific boundaries of what humans think they know. So I don't know anything about a universe. To think of the universe is to think of it in terms of science. And that may be true or not true. But, you know, I love space. I love all that. You know, I love looking at pictures. I love looking at the sky, pictures of space and all that. Who doesn't? But I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a universe. I don't know if it's some sort of virtual reality or I just don't know. I don't know. How can I know? Who knows? Who knows that? There was a time, wasn't there, when humans thought that the Earth was the center of the universe or the center of the solar system. The sun went around it. That was the reality for them. And now we're given another reality by science. And we all believe it to be true. When all those walls come tumbling down, nothing is true anymore. There's no truth. There's nothing that's true in that way. Can you hear that? That's my daughter. Oh, you're welcome. Hi, Phyllis. Don't panic, says Joe. I won't panic, Joe. It's okay. I have a towel. I wonder if anyone will get that reference. It says, nothing is known, so how can we trust life? That would make life into some sort of person. Making life into some sort of thing that can be trusted would just be another story. The only thing we can trust life to do is to kill us. Nothing ever happened. Can you please explain that? I did earlier, but I can have another go at it. One moment. I'm going to have to tell them to turn that down a bit. Nothing happens outside of this. There's nothing else here. So nothing has ever happened because it's always this. Every memory, every idea, every thought of the future is happening in this. You can't find it. You can't find your childhood. Even the set of photographs of a child. It's like, there's proof. I was a child. But it's not happening in the way you think it's happening. You see, that's the brain thing, isn't it? It turns it into a logical set of understandable patterns, understandable set of ideas. That's how it makes sense of it. It makes sense of time by turning time into a story. But in reality, nothing ever happens outside of this. Sorry, one sec. Jeez. Hi, Angelica. I know there is a me here because it is afraid of death. Yeah, well, that's what it's saying. That's what it's saying. And with that fear, with that psychological fear, comes the emotional fear. But the one that's saying it is not who you are. It's just something that's going on in the brain, something that's going on in its own little psycho world. It's saying I'm afraid of death because I know I'm alive. How does it know it's alive? Where is its life? It thinks the life is the body. This is where it ends, It ends the end of the body. But that is just something that it's made up. Because that's what everybody else says, so it must be the same here. This is the body. This is me. So it thinks that I'm alive, therefore I'm afraid of death. No, the body will fear death when it arises. When the sudden imminent face of death, like, a car coming at you, physical pain, really. I mean, the body moves away from physical pain. Fire, you don't go near it, do you? It has there might even be a heart palpitations if a fire flares up somewhere near you. But the person is the story of the fear of death. I, who am a mental construct with an emotional reaction, the contraction, have the story that I am alive and therefore I am going to die. When that sense of a separate person is no longer there is no longer death. It's the end of death. Then there is only, I was going to say immortality, but it's not immortality for anyone. This is just beyond immortality. This is beyond life or death. This doesn't include either of them. The end of the sense of self can feel like death. It feels like somebody's dying. But that dying is just the struggle of the me while it's falling apart. It wants to hold on to the facade of life that it thinks it has. And it will feel like death to that person. When that's gone, it's obvious that it was never alive. Not as a person, it was just an appearance. Harold and Mortimer say hello, says Corey. That weirdo, Mortimer. It says it's all one. Yeah, but you can't get hold of that. You can't get hold of that. That's impossible. Ella, the death of the body appears just like the birth of the body. Yes, yes. Nobody will remember it. No one can remember birth because there was nobody there. No one can remember before birth because nobody was there. Who remembers being dead? Unless it's the story of reincarnation. Reincarnation's a nice story for the me because it feels like, there's hope of a next life. Tony, I know there isn't really an answer to this, lol, but would you say we are really just one energy of life? Well, I'd get rid of the we. There is no we. There is only life. I'd say there is only life, which has many names, none of which are accurate. Life, the beloved, aliveness, energy, God, love, oneness, wholeness. They're all just poetic words for something that can never be understood. Flora. So no Hitler, no genocides, no prehistoric people. No. Only here. Only in this. Only in this. There's nothing else. Try and find something else. Even scientists are saying there isn't anything else. And my light keeps changing. Even scientists, there isn't anything else. And there's nothing outside of what is. They're finding that. They're going, yeah, there's nothing outside of what is. There's no outside there. There's no London or Paris or New York. They all happen in this. And the whole beauty of it holds together. But you cannot have anything that isn't what is happening. Corey, I told Mortimer Snapchatting with you is not going to happen. He responded by saying nothing happens. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice one, Mortimer. Nice non-dual comeback. It says, Benjamin Smythe says we are the joke, lol. I think someone mentioned Benjamin Smythe to me. See that guy? I'm pretty sure that she said his name was Benjamin Smythe. That guy who runs around with pants, like saying, I don't know, saying stuff. The wild man. We are a joke. I guess you could see it that way for whatever reason that would be. It wouldn't make it just, yeah. I agree with Joe. Who cares? Who cares? We are a joke. Can't make any sense of that anyway. We are a joke. Where's the punchline? Because he sees that we really aren't doing anything. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we aren't doing anything. Yeah. A lot of humans think they're making a legacy in the world. My legacy. Yeah, but when this body dies, this whole thing will disappear. Be gone. Isn't that crazy? The whole thing will be gone. Nothing will be left behind. Because it was all a dream. It was all a dream. For nobody. It's just life expressing. There's an intelligence in this, an intelligence. I don't mean behind it or guiding it or strings on its hands like everything's a puppet, but it is. The intelligence is the closest word I can get. It's intelligent, beautifully intelligent. I mean, look at it. You know, I was sitting upstairs today and there was butterflies and bees buzzing around my little flowers. What the hell? There's an intelligence in this. It's a smile. It says it's intelligence. That's what's remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable. The variety of everything. Just my table with a fan and computer. The nature, the hands moving. How is that not remarkable? And yet we're all rushing into something that is never going to come, thinking that's where the remarkable is. The remarkable is in when I find it. That's a terrible story. Finding freedom is a rubbish story. That's a joke. Because it's never going to come, because it's not there. Because the next moment doesn't exist. Donnie, yes, thanks. No words can describe the indescribable. No. Can I get some feedback? Is this like a better quality platform than Google Hangout? Is the sound better? Is it more immediate? Is the picture quality a bit better? Because if it is, I'll keep using it. Just wish I could make the writing a bit bigger because my eyesight is rubbish. The video stream is better. Yeah. It feels better. I think the UI is better, actually. It's nicer. It's nicer UI. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, I'm going to use this from now on. The only thing with this is that I can't make events. So I'm just going to have to... Flora, the video stream is not always working here. Yeah. So I can't make events. I can't pre-plan events on YouTube doing this, but I think it's a better interface for sure. Time are we at? 8:45. Yeah. I wiggle my hands, the light goes back on. Maybe it's the internet. No, it's the same internet. It's just a different part of YouTube. You've got like Google Hangout live events, and then you've got this, which is called Camera. Vicky, it's good apparently. Hi Josie, and hello Vicky. Seems better from New Zealand. Oh, good. I can tell just by looking at it that it looks better. Everything is just, I don't know. They've done, this is a new thing. It's just better designed. Being a graphic designer, I appreciate a better user interface. Hi AS. Half an hour earlier could be better for the talk for CET time. Okay, I think it's better for me as well because I don't like to have my dinner at 10 o'clock in the evening. Before 8 o'clock, it's like, yeah, I'd prefer to do it at 8. I know it's a bit harder for you, Donnie. Sorry. Oh, good. That's good to know. I felt that Google Hangouts was a bit rubbish. Oh, no. What can I do? I've still got time. I've still got a quarter of an hour. But I'd like to do like some more monologues with a picture. Maybe I could just put a picture in front of the screen. Sometimes I just don't want to have the face going. Hi, Martin. Are we trying to imitate that what is after the appearance? Are we trying to imitate that what is after the appearance? Can you explain that, please? With the doing of things. Well, the doing of things is what is happening. Like the internet. That's just what's happening. That's just what's appearing. Nobody's doing any of it. The sense of the self is what's going on in the brain thinking, I'm doing it. I'm choosing it. This is my life. I have to make the right choices. I have to say the right things. I have to do the right thing. But you've probably noticed when it comes to it, what happens is just what's happening. And you may surprise yourself by not doing the thing that the brain said you should do. But the appearance is being mirrored by trying. I don't understand that, I'm sorry. Thanks, Corey. Appearance is mirrored by trying. Donnie, I still wonder about love. Is it just a human emotion and means nothing to this aliveness? Well, love would just be an appearance in this. Nothing matters. In reality, nothing matters. It matters to the human. Matters if your friends and family are well. You know, that matters. That matters here. But it doesn't matter to the appearance, to this life. This life kills everything. If anything mattered, it wouldn't destroy it all. It's just like this is an amoral appearance. It really feels like it does. Like it does what? Matter? Well, it matters to you. And that's normal. You could say that this is all love and intelligence, a love that gives birth to everything, including absolute horrific things. Horrific. But it's unconditional. This alive appearance is unconditional. How can there be any conditions? It doesn't care because it hasn't got a brain to care. There's no caring. It's absolutely unconditional. Only the human brain goes on about caring, which is fine because that's a human thing. It's a many species thing to care about things. A sense of self-caring is another thing. The sense of self only has one word, me. I care because I care how I appear. I care because how I feel about me, how they feel about me. That's the me caring. The human can have a caring towards one's children. It's natural, it just comes out, there's no choice in it. Care for the child or the animal or whatever it is you care for. But in the whole of everything, no, this doesn't give a damn. Not a damn. It doesn't give a damn what body's alive and what body's dead. There's bodies dying all the time. Bodies being born all the time. Do you think that this life cares? It's this idea of some sort of like compassionate God bullshit, but that's just this Christian, that's another brain thing, isn't it? To believe in this some sort of compassionate overlord that that has an opinion about what's going on. See, that makes the person feel safe, you see. Makes the person feel safe, those ideas. Can get hold of that. Yeah, I understand that. It relates to me as a human. The human always wants to humanize everything. And as SS says, Benjamin Smythe character, it's a joke. Do you think that life thinks humans are more important than mountains? No. Life appears as a mountain, crushing thousands of humans. So, no, humanity in that case is not more important than the mountain. Is the humanity more important than a sea? No, because a life will appear as a tsunami and wipe thousands of people out. Humans think they're so important, that they're like gods walking on the earth. Life doesn't give a shit about humans because it destroys them all, one way or another. I think I've digressed. It says, but actions that happen are just happening without a me's controlling. Yeah, everything's happening without a me controlling. There's no me controlling me. There's no one controlling me. Me's just happen. And also in this, there are words that make that absolutely clear that this me is not true. Donnie, I'm confused. Oh, retracted the message. Okay. It says, yeah, we think we are special. Yeah, we think we're some sort of special God-given overlords. Absolute nonsense. Josie, I remember reading Jed McKenna talking about death being the best friend. I don't know. You could say that this life is also death, because it is dying, not every moment, because there's no moment, but there's no other way of speaking about it. It's dying every moment. What seemed like a moment ago is gone. It's gone. It hasn't gone in time. It's gone. It's finished. It's too fast. It's faster than the speed of whatever, light. Even the speed of light is slow. 8 minutes from the sun. Staggering along in its Zimmer frame. 8 minutes. This is like no time, but it's dead. And then life. It's constantly, it's the one unfolding of everything. Martin, in duality, we are designing a personal, so-called alternative experience to be happier, then that is just what appears. Yeah, absolutely. It's just what appears. The person may try to have a better set of conditions. Say it's had abuse from the past or something like that. It's this condition living in it, this abuse from what seemed to have happened. And it's going to go and try and fix that, of course. It's just what appears. Oh, you're welcome, Donnie. Flora. So many humans believe they have an impact, an effect on the apparent world. Yeah, no one has an effect on the world. Only life. Life is the world. There's mountains outside my house. Do humans have an impact on that? No. No, they didn't. They are majestic, untouched by humans. Humans may walk on them apparently, occasionally. The idea of the world is in the head. There is no world. Where's the world? Where is it? It's not here, is it? It's not here. And there's nothing wrong with the story of the world and getting involved in the story of the world. It's the story of the world. but it's not real. It seems real to the person, to the me. It must be real. I live in a sense of duality. There's me in the world out there, and it's real. But when that's gone, when that identity's gone, it's actually the whole story becomes more enjoyable in a way. Though I don't have an interest in it. Not really. Hi CDD. Is it as simple as a human body, alive and moving, simply being, brain concoctions are illusory? Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, the brain concoctions of me are what's happening. I mean, I don't deny that. I don't deny that that happens. I'm not saying it's not happening. It is happening, but it's not true what it's saying. It's not true what it's believing. What it feels to be true. I am true. But it is happening. It does happen, And I'm sure some of you here will say, absolutely, absolutely. That's what's happening here. And what's happening here is saying, no, that is, it's actually a kind of a prison. It's an illusory prison without bars. It's its own prison. Oh, thank you, Martin. Josie, so it seems like all thoughts is imaginary, and it's just the case. What is not imaginary? Thoughts are not imaginary. They're just what's happening. Thoughts are just what are happening. It's like saying this fan is imaginary. No, it's a fan. It's not imaginary. I'm not imagining there's a fan here. There's a fan. If thoughts happen, then thoughts happen. If me happens, me is happening. It's not imaginary, but it's not what it says it is. It's not who you are. That's the illusion. It's like an apparition, that appears and says, "I am you. I am you. I am living behind your eyes. I am you." And here's your story, and it's going to build up and build up until it gets so out of hand that you're going to end up going to talks like these. Christine plans a prison escape. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to go because my daughter's here. Okay, like one more. What do you think about life referred to? It's all in the can. Yeah, like it's all done. It's done. This is done. Okay, let's look at this logically, because I love logic. I'm going to do this briefly because I'm going to watch Blade Runner again, the new one with my daughter. Is this something else? Can it be any different? Can it be any different? It's end of question, really. Can it be any different? Well, it can be like a bit better and everything. Well, that's it too. Can that be any different? Those thoughts arrive to want to change it. Can they be any different? Oh, thanks, guys. And if anybody has any technical experience with doing live streams with a picture that's not me, I'd be really appreciative. Can it be called the void? I don't know. I don't know about that word. Anyway, that's it, guys. Gonna wrap it up. And if you feel to donate, I'd really appreciate it, because contrary to what anyone thinks that I make money from this, I really, really don't. So if you want to subscribe to Patreon and be my patron, even if it's $2 a week, I'd be really grateful. And it actually encourages me, encourages me to keep going back every week. Yeah, so I'm glad this has worked out well. I quite like it because I like the whole layout. It's aesthetically pleasing to use this more than Google Hangouts, and it seems a little bit more stable. And it's nice to have a different background. Okay, lots of love, everyone. Bye.